Hello, welcome to the Blue Way Talk Show, Mogul and Training Takeover. I'm your host today, Lanee, and I'm joined again with Dawn Strobert and my host, Dwayne Bluestein. He's going to be co-hosting today, and I will be co-hosting. So, if you were with us yesterday, you were introduced to Dawn a little bit with regards to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. However, today we're going to have her go a little bit further into what her sorority is, what they do, and how they contribute to the community.
Great.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Yes. So, yesterday you kind of started talking about what Delta Sigma Theta is and what you do. Can you elaborate on that for us today?
I most certainly can. Just to give you a little background about Delta Sigma Theta, we were founded at Howard University by 22 dynamic women in 1913 in February. And their first public act was to walk in the Women's Suffrage March. And actually, they were the only African-American or Black women's group to march in the suffrage march. So social action and being involved politically is really important for Delta Sigma Theta. Our 5-point programmatic thrust is educational development, economic development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and along with political awareness and involvement. So we are really involved in social action in this state, and that's one of my roles as I serve as the Arizona State Social Action Coordinator for the state. And what I do is make sure that our other chapters we really are focusing on issues that are important to our community. So whether it's healthcare, whether it is education, whether it's childcare, whether it is police brutality, anything that's going on in our community, we want to make sure that we go to our legislators and make sure that they are creating bills or not creating bills that will help us move along. So just in terms of that social action, I talked a little bit about our fundraising event that helps with scholarship, but we're very involved politically, and that's what we'll be doing this summer. Nice. This summer, we'll really be involved in pushing voter registration, voter education. As you know, this is an election year, but it's not a presidential election. And so historically, our community doesn't really come out on that off year. Mm-hmm. But we want to make sure that our votes count. So we'll be pushing the community. We'll be having different events to make sure that we are aware of how to register to vote, how to get involved, and anything like that. So we'll be sponsoring. We'll have a couple of not fundraisers. Actually, some of our other funds go. The fundraiser that I was talking about in April 26th, that goes to our scholarship fund. Okay. But then we also do smaller fundraisers throughout the year, and that helps our other events. So we'll be having candidates corners. So we'll be asking all of the local candidates to come out and talk to the community, give us their platform, and tell us why we should vote for them. And we really need to know that.
And where do they go? Do they go on the Blue Way Talk Show to have these debates, or could we set that up?
We could probably work something out to make that happen. That sounds like an excellent idea.
I'm sorry, host. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Smart people think alike.
For those of you that don't know, Delta Sigma Theta is one of the Divine Nine. There's 9 different Greek sorority fraternities in the African American community, and one of the reasons why we have Delta Sigma Theta here today for the Mogul and Training session is because their organization is full of moguls in a variety of different arenas. Some of the prominent, I'll just name 3 prominent Deltas: Lena Horne, who was world-renowned singer. Most of us know, except Dwayne didn't know.
I've already shamed him. He's already been shamed.
Wilma Rudolph was a Delta, and Dr. Betty Shabazz. Something that I didn't know that I found out today was that there's Miss Americas, Miss World, Miss United States, singers, okay, I know that, television, radio, but just the variety, the range with which Delta Sigma Theta, alumni, what did we say last time?
It's Delta Sigma Theta. We're the Phoenix Metropolitan Alumnae chapter. Okay. But Delta Sigma Theta Sorority across the globe, actually, because we do have chapters in Korea, Japan.
I saw that too, yes.
So we're a global organization, but our public motto is intelligence is the torch of wisdom. And so we really try to promote excellence in everything that we do. And so it's really important for the community to come out and support what we do. And so you'll see famous Deltas or community activists. You'll see activists in the community at every level, whether it's pageants, whether it's in the schools, whether it is what I do, communications. So across the board. And one of the things that we really like to say is Delta is a movement, not a monument. So over our 100 years of existence, we try to really take a next step. So whatever the next steps are for the future, how can we help the community benefit from the education that we have?
That's actually my next question. But first,
Can I
you
get
need to get the phone.
I need my phone because, listen, I'm waiting on a special guest to call in. It is important. And my phone was so far away.
Yes,
that
you have it now.
Continue, please.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
my question, we left off on community. Being a professional businesswoman, not just a businesswoman, but a Delta Sigma Theta, why do you think it's important to help our community?
It's really important to help our community because I feel very advantaged. I got a chance to go to college. I had a stable family. I was really one of those seriously middle class kind of kid. I went to private school my whole life. So this is my personal reason of why I think community service is so important. I've had lots of privilege, but I have stood on the shoulders of those who were not as privileged. And so they walked to work. They cleaned other people's toilets. They, scrubbed other people's clothes. And I stand on those people's shoulders. So I have to reach back. I feel a personal commitment to reach back and to bring someone up. So if my $20 to an event will help a kid go to school that wouldn't have had that opportunity, or for someone to get a computer that would never have gotten on a computer, then I feel like I can do that.
My inroads event is $200 a plate. Are you going to give the...
Yeah, I can do that. I just have to plan, because that is also one of Delta's, one of the things that we believe in is financial fortitude. And so you can do all the things that you want to do as long as you plan for it financially.
Right.
So if you tell me when the event is, I can squirrel away my $30 away. Squirrel away my little savings, and then I can afford to go. So it's not like I'd rather spend that $200 on going to that dinner and knowing that the money's going to go somewhere rather than on that bag I was eyeing, So,
What bag was it? Which one?
I'm not telling, because when my husband looks in the closet, I'm going to pretend like it's new. I'm going to pretend like this bag. I don't know what exactly that is.
As moguls, something else that we do is we have to decide what kind of organizations we're going to align with as leaders. What made you choose the Delta organization as the leadership form that you would use?
For Delta, for me, it is a family commitment. My mother's a Delta. Most of the women in my family are Deltas. Those are the women who were the foundation for me. They gave me everything that I know today. So I wanted to emulate them first. But then as I went away to college and I saw other Deltas other than my family members and my personal friends, I had to stop back and say, whoa, these are really powerful women.
Yes.
They are involved in every level of from kindergarten all the way up to the White House. And so it's really impressive. And if I can be half the person that some of the women that I try to emulate, if I can be half of that person, then I think that I'm doing good things for myself, my family, and my community.
So then you would say that as a leader or a mogul, I think me and Dwayne both feel strongly about this, it's important to be around other people that have like minds.
Yes, it is. Yes. It is really important, but it's also important to remember when you're in your like-mindedness to remember where you came from. And a lot of people sometimes forget that because we're always networking. We're always trying to make the next move. We're always thinking ahead. And sometimes we just have to stop, think about it, look behind us, see if there's someone that wants to emulate us. And I had a little girl, very humbling experience. Little girl came to me and she was like, I want to be just like you. And it made me stop and think about some of the things that I was actually doing. And I just was really like, okay, if she is looking at me as a role model, then maybe I should change some of my behavior.
Absolutely. I know you wanted to key in. Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Not at all. That was so bomb. I got to sit on this side. I ain't never sat on this side before. It's kind of humbling.
Well, let me read this so I don't mess it up. Our sponsor today is Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Phoenix Metropolitan, Alumnae chapter. Our guest speaker today was Dawn Strobert. I'm your guest host as well, Lanee Javette, and your host, Dwayne Bluestein. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.